So I am a massive fan of YNAB. It's really helped me out with budgeting in my life and really understanding where my money is and how much money I have left to spend on things. So when I realized that YNAB had an API connection that could work with Claude Code, I had to find out more. And with this, I've been able to create dashboards of my spending and everything like this. And I've been able to ask for real meaningful advice into my spending habits and, create such reports like this, which I think is super cool. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can connect your YNAB to your Claude Code using APIs. Before I do this, I want to just for a second explain why you might want this to happen. If you can have an LLM like Claude or like ChatGPT look into your spending history to be able to provide you insights into what you're spending on just through prompts, to be able to be like a personal finance advisor to tell you like what areas you should be maybe investing more in or what areas you should be divesting from, like what areas you're overspending and all these kinds of things. I feel like it's such a massively cool thing for us to be able to have, right? And you can see just like what I've been able to do, right? So I've been able to ask it, using YNAB connection, give me a breakdown of our spending history in the last 3 months, but anonymize the data so my YouTube subscribers don't know exactly how much money I make, right? So you can see here, I've got income, I've got my bills. It's pulling this all through YNAB, right, through the API. And then I even asked it afterwards, can you create a HTML artifact, so like a dashboard basically, which is this, as a personal finance advisor. And then it created that dashboard here. Right, so I've got this HTML dashboard of like, the breakdown of like all my spending, etc. Super useful. And, it's got insights and advice. And I could ask it to change the dashboard if I wanted to and everything else. Right, so this is just the power of the connection. Now let me show you how you can set it up yourself. So to do this, I'm going to uninstall the existing connection that I have just to show you how to do it. Right, so let me just write this first. Uninstall my connection to YNAB, remove the env file in the root of my vault so I can reinstall it from scratch for my subscribers. So it's uninstalled, and now to reinstall it, let's follow the steps, right? So the first things first is we've got to go into YNAB and we've got to create a new developer token for us to be able to access it over API. So let's go into YNAB settings. So I'm going to open YNAB. I'm first going to click up here. I'm going to go into account settings. And then if I scroll down, we'll be able to see there are developer settings. Now I want to go in here. And what I need to do is I need to create a new personal access token. Right? And to do this, I need to enter my password. So I'm going to click generate. And now it's got my personal access token. Now this is basically a password, right? So you don't want to share this with anybody. But I do want to copy this because I'm going to have to enter this into a file, an env file, which is going to live on my computer, right? But don't show this access token to anybody. So now that I've got the token, the next thing I want to do is I want to put it in this ynab.env file. So let me just ask it, create the ynab.env file, put it in the root like you do, but make it so that I can just paste in the key into that file and save it myself. And the reason why I'm doing this is because you don't really want to paste in keys into the chat, right? So now it's just basically it's created the file for me and I'm just going to paste in it myself. So let me open up the file. So I'm going to find it. So it's in my Finder. And the place where it's going to live is basically within the jonathan.lewell. And you see here, ynab.env. I'm going to open this up. Bro, why is it opening up in Adobe Illustrator? That's so like, man, okay. Let me just close this. I am so sorry, guys. Okay, let me open it up now in text edit. And you see what it looks like. It says YNAB token, paste your token here. So I'm going to paste this and I'm going to blur this out so you guys can't see all my details. Right, so I'm going to pasted it in. I'm going to save it and I closed it. Right, so that is done. And then, so it says source I'm not too sure what that means. So let me just say I've now pasted in my YNAB token, my YNAB secret into that ynab.env file. What is next? this is the great art of installing things with Claude, right? You just ask it what to do and it will tell you what to do, right? So already wired up. Let me verify the token works against the API. Seems to be working. Okay, so let's test it out. What is my expenditure so far in May this month? And, you know, round some of the numbers, make it a bit different so my YouTube subscribers don't know all of my true details. And you can see it is all done, right? So now it's fully connected and it's able to reply to me on all of my prompts and everything like that. And one useful tip that it's also doing is it's updated my connections.md file, right? So if you've seen my other videos, I actually do have a OS system where I store all of my active connections to other tools like YNAB. I have this file, right, which denotes all of them. So you can see here, YNAB, right, my personal budget tool, the type is API, and you know, it just gives it some of the details, right? So the authentication is in this YNAB.env file, etc. So it just denotes basically all of the connections that I have. So I have YNAB, I have Google Workspace CLI, so this is for like Google Drive, Google Sheets, Google Docs, Gmail, etc. So I've installed that. By the way, I have another video where I show you how I install this, so that's another one to look at. I've got Slack, I've got vidIQ, I've got Gamma for presentations, you know, Shopify, all this other kind of stuff. But that is basically it. I've shown you how to integrate YNAB over API with your Claude Code, and I hope that's useful to you. And yeah, I hope it provides you with some great insights with this like personal finance AI advisor and everything. Cheers.